when secret underground locations are finally uncovered after hundreds or thousands of years. It's always a bit of a thrill. But sometimes, even after we've found them, these places still refuse to give up their secrets. Ancient cities, gruesome vaults, and doomsday bunkers all sit side by side deep inside the earth in this, our list of 7 mysteriously secret underground locations. At 7, the Edinburgh Vaults. Edinburgh, one of the most beautiful cities in Scotland, with its mixture of medieval and Georgian buildings, complemented by the spectacular sight of Edinburgh Castle looming from above. Oh, and there's Scott Monument, which totally looks like it was ripped straight out of Mordor. But beneath the streets lies a different story, specifically under the 18th century South Bridge. For here lies a series of tunnels and vaults with as dark a history as you'll find. The South Bridge vaults were originally used as storage space and workshops for local businesses, but when they flooded, the businesses left, and in their place came the slum dwellers. Within a short time, the city's poorest had turned this underground world into a red light district, with its damp, dark rooms offering up sex, opiates, and illicit booze. Sounds romantic. Families lived here too, despite there being no water, light, or sanitation available. And it goes without saying that crime was rife down in the Edinburgh Vaults. The most gruesome of tales involves the notorious serial killers Burke and Hare. The pair murdered at least 16 people over 10 months in 1828, selling the bodies onto a famous doctor for public dissection. Today, many believe that Burke and Hare's victims were taken in the dark of the Edinburgh Vaults, with some corpses even being stored down here to avoid police detection. So you won't be surprised to know that this place is also a haven for paranormal activity, with BBC sound engineers once recording a series of eerie voices echoing throughout the vaults. Voices which to this day have no known source or explanation. At 6, the Central Park Bunker. Is there a giant underground city hidden beneath New York's Central Park? According to one conspiracy theory, yes, there is. With this vast subterranean structure said to have been constructed in the 1860s. Its original purpose was to act as a refuge for the Union government if the tide of the Civil War had started to turn. But the bunker, which was carved out of a pre-existing cave network, was left unfinished after the Confederacy were beaten. However, during the First World War, the bunker was reportedly completed and expanded to a network of 300 acres before being enlarged further to its present-day size of 700 acres. Those who believe in the bunker's existence say it resides 300 feet below the park, comprising of hospitals, dormitories, roads, and even an underground lake. And as well as providing shelter in the event of feces hitting the fan, this complex apparently hosts a litany of classified secrets too, as you'd expect for a secret compound hidden 300 feet below the ground. Number 5. Avarice. In 2010, a team of Austrian archaeologists using radar technology managed to find a city lost for over 3,000 years. Avaris is an ancient Egyptian settlement which once served as the summer capital for the Hyksos people, who were a group of Asians that dominated Egypt for a century. Discovered in the northeastern region of the Nile Delta, Avaris ruins still prevail, and since its identification, there have been several fascinating finds in the area. One such discovery involved an underground temple which had remained sealed for 3 millennia. And inside, as well as Egyptian and Hyksos artifacts, we found the walls adorned with Minoan paintings. This finding came in addition to other evidence proving that the Minoans had a significant presence there. And if you've seen our recent video on mysterious hieroglyphs, you'll know that this is pretty exciting, as the Minoan Linear B language has yet to be deciphered. Will we find a Rosetta Stone-style object in Avaris one day? Who knows? Oh, and in one final callback, do you remember our video on the scariest archaeological discoveries? More specifically, the entry that told of 16 ceremonial severed hands being found by archaeologists inside an ancient underground palace? Well, that took place in Avaris too. 4. The Erdstalls. Erdstalls are thousands of strange tunnels found scattered across Europe, and to this day we still don't know precisely what their purpose was. Erdstalls have been seen in Germany, France, Austria, Scotland, Ireland, and Turkey, and some people even claim that many of these tunnels are linked somehow, forming a vast underground network that stretches beneath the entirety of Europe. We're not so sure that's entirely plausible, but then again, look at the secret Gargantuan underground city. We've been guilty of underestimating our ancestors before, and will sure as eggs do it again. The two leading theories regarding the purpose of the Erdstalls are either Middle-Age constructs used for spiritual rituals, or that they're much older, perhaps 12,000 years old. Experts believe that the earliest civilized humans might have used these secret passageways as a safe space to hide from predators, wars, and online opinions they disagreed with. But until we find some sort of evidence, we're still firmly in the dark. And speaking of which, at 3, the Dark Star. The Dark Star is a gargantuan limestone cave system found inside the mountains of southern Uzbekistan. And as we begin to explore more and more of it, we're starting to realize that it may be home to the deepest cave on Earth. This title is currently attributed to the 2,197-meter deep Krubera Cave in Georgia, but the Dark Star has yet to be fully mapped and already reaches down to 858 meters. Weirdly, this cave is both deep and high at the same time, just like Strange Mysteries viewers, with many of the Dark Star's passages residing 3,000 meters above sea level due to their presence inside the mountain range. Unfortunately, because of the cave's remote location and the political instability of the region, only 8 missions have taken place in this system since its discovery in 1984. In this time, just a handful of the caves inside Dark Star have been explored, and none of them fully. But already we've found several underground lakes, freezing cold tunnels, and the spectacular Full Moon Hall, a 250-meter-long chamber, which has been described as a natural geological time capsule. Those who have explored the Dark Star say it's highly likely that this will prove to be the deepest cave system on the planet. And if you want to get a sense of how it must feel to go spelunking inside a vast mountain cave, some of Dark Star's explorers have nicknamed it Earth's Underground Everest. 2. Wicked Mountain. There is a mountain peak within the Urals, and when you hear what supposedly goes on in here, you won't be surprised that its name literally translates to Wicked Mountain. Mount Yamantau is believed to be the home of a secret Russian facility, and in addition to its bunkers, storage facilities, and vault of Russian treasures, it has been speculated that this underground complex is also the base for the Dead Hand nuclear retaliation system. This Cold War-era system will automatically launch a series of intercontinental ballistic nuclear missiles if its sensors detect that Russia is under a similar level of attack, with a number of missiles kept here almost certainly in breach of arms limitation treaties. We've known about this place since the 1990s, when aerial photography showed significant building work in the region and the construction of the nearby closed town of Mizgordia. But while Russia has admitted the existence of this facility in the past, they've described it as nothing more than a mining operation, with one Russian spokesman recently responding with this ominous quote: "The practice does not exist in the Defense Ministry of Russia of informing foreign mass media about facilities, whatever they are, that are under construction in the interests of strengthening the security of Russia." And in at number 1, the portal to Ladytown. You know what we could use in these trying political times? A good old-fashioned underground cult. One with some kind of weird perversion or something that'd cheer everyone right up. And if you are into that, why not take a trip to Thailand? More specifically, a region called Phetchaburi Province, 3 hours south of Bangkok. Here you'll find the Kalong Cave, and once you've passed the entrance guarded by monkeys, whose presence already makes it a worthwhile trip, you'll be greeted by this astonishing underground temple. This hidden place of worship was commissioned and added to by several Thai kings, and you'll find it adorned with various life-size statues of jolly old Buddha. But the interesting part is that the legend has it that this cave was once inhabited by nothing but young, attractive women, and the locals say that the ornaments on display are your key to reaching the realm where these ladies reside today. Virgins, you know what you must do. And that's our list. But if you want to find out more about that weird hand-chopping ritual we mentioned in Avaris, then shift your buns not a single inch and stick around for our video on 7 unsolved hieroglyphic mysteries.